So Alan Dershowitz says there is no client list. However, there's some sealed files with some big names. And guess who is going to release it all, or supposedly, or could? Ghislaine Maxwell. Y'all like the video right here. Make sure you follow for more updates and check this one out.
The Trump administration's handling of the Jeffrey Epstein case continues to dominate headlines. The Justice Department has petitioned a federal judge to release grand jury transcripts in the case. I sat down with Harvard Law professor Emeritus Alan Dershowitz, who once represented Epstein, to get his take on what evidence there actually is and how much of it he thinks we'll ever get to see.
Professor, good to have you with us because you've got a bit of an insider look at some of this. Let's separate fact from fiction. You say there was never a client list per se, but there are other names. There's other information. Are they in the grand jury transcripts? And do you think a judge releases that?
I think the judge should release it, but they're not in the grand jury transcripts. They're sealed records by 2 or 3 federal judges. In the New York courts. I've seen some of these materials. For example, there is an FBI report of interviews with alleged victims in which at least one of the victims names very important people, and the names have been redacted. I know some of the names from my investigation. For example, George Mitchell, the former senator, Bill Richardson, the former ambassador to the UN, Ehud Barak, the granddaughter of Jacques Cousteau, were all accused. Now, whether any of these people actually did anything wrong, we don't know, because we know there have been many, many false accusations. For example, a woman named Sarah Ransom filed an affidavit, and it's probably in the record, and it's probably been sealed, in which she accused Bill Clinton, Hillary Clinton, Donald Trump, Richard Branson of having sex with young people. And she said she had videotapes of this. And then after an investigation, she admitted she made up the whole story. And yet the affidavit still remains in the court record. So we have to be very careful to distinguish true accusation from false accusations. And I suspect the courts will be sensitive to that. They will not want to just produce the names of people who have been falsely accused without also producing information about the people who have falsely accused them. So this is a complex matter.